world of FNAF is full of mysterious characters, but none are as mysterious as the one known only as the Crying Child. He has had so many different identities and theories crafted around him that there is so much that we don't know for sure, but there are things we do know. So to quote Rhett and Link, let's talk about that. Greetings gamers and welcome back to Top 10 Gaming. I'm your host Carmen Rowe and I have 3 days left of not being able to drink in the States. The FNAF lore is so dense and complicated that nothing is really certain, so remember that these facts may change after a new book or game is released. So, if you're here after something new has come out in the series, chill out in the comments, okay? Cause it doesn't exist right now. So, I don't predict the future, okay? I'm not psychic. I'm not psychic friend Fredbear. Because in today's list, we're talking the top 10 FNAF Crying Child Facts. Hit like and subscribe if you love FNAF, and if you want more, check out our FNAF playlist. There is so many top 10s and even some gameplay in there for you. There's over 12 hours worth of FNAF content, and at this point, there's nearly 80 videos in it. Oh wait, this is the 80th video in the FNAF playlist. Woo! Yeah, that's right. Okay, let's get started. In a 10 appearance, Crying Child, who we see in the FNAF 4 minigames, originally had no character name associated with him. At first, he was just the Crying Child that had a striped shirt and tears going down his face. This was actually the beginning of the speculation as to who these animatronics were possessed by. Originally, thanks to his appearance, we thought that the Crying Child was the puppet, since the puppet had a similar arm pattern to the child's shirt, and the streams of tears down his cheeks closely resemble that of the puppet's purple streaks. However, this was later proven to be false when we literally saw the puppet and Charlotte combined in FNAF 6. Well, we knew that it wasn't true beforehand, but it was finally confirmed in FNAF 6. The appearance of the Crying Child really threw us for a loop. This character has honestly been so problematic with the lore of the series. He's caused so many things to go awry. My god. In at 9, family. This kid has one messed up family, okay? Now I want to get one thing straight. The Crying Child is not Michael Afton. Originally we knew this, but then the security logbook made it seem like the Crying Child was Michael Afton, which confused us because how could he have gotten chomped but then still end up going to dismantle his father's enterprise? But that's not the case. Michael Afton is the Crying Child's brother, the one who wears the Foxy mask and scares him regularly. This kid is also the son of William Afton, mostly known as the Purple Guy, the man behind the slaughter, the main killer of the series. Springtrap, Scrap Trap, Will Trap, Breaker of Chains, and father of deceased children. The Purple Guy is this kid's father, okay? And it's pretty messed up because, well, the kid found out, which sets up a whole load of other possibilities as to if the chomp was really an accident and stuff, but let's not get into that. And at 8, the Bite of 80, what? The FNAF games are amazing at setting up mystery and dividing the community on certain things. The identity of Springtrap is one of them. There is probably still people who are certain that Michael Afton is Springtrap thanks to the end cutscene of Sister Location. However, this isn't the case, okay? I'm gonna say this for it's not the final time. It's William, guys. But the other thing is that everyone was divided on the Bite. The Bite of 87 is the most famous date in FNAF lore. It was revealed in the first game as an incident that got someone's frontal lobe bitten off by an animatronic in 1987, which made all animatronics lose free roaming privileges during the day. What we see in the FNAF 4 minigames, however, does take place during 1983, as shown on the TV and in the 1983 Easter egg that has the cameras showing the FNAF 4 house in Sister Location. If you type in 1983, you get the FNAF 4 house. 1983 equals FNAF 4. The chomp, as I'm calling it, does indeed take place in 1983 instead of 1987, so there you go. And at 7, Astro Boy. When we thought the Crying Child was indeed Michael Afton, we had to find some reason for how this could be possible. So in typical theory fashion, we turned to other media. The media we turned to in this case was the original FNAF book trilogy, which ended with the 4th Closet, which kept making me think that there were 4 books in that series, but that's aside the point. In the book, we learn that Henry built his daughter into 4 different robots. That's what the title means, 4th Closet. Implanting memories in each of them so that she could grow up even after death. So, after hearing that there were hyper-realistic robots that were so realistic they can turn other characters on, it felt free to assume that the same thing happened to Michael. That after getting chomped, Henry was so stricken with grief after losing 2 kids that he rebuilt him as a robot, and that robot went on to get scooped and everything else. But this isn't true. Because, in at number 6, death. The crying child does indeed die when getting chomped, as we see in the FNAF 4 final cutscene where Michael puts him in the mouth of Golden Freddy, even though the crying child is terrified of them. His tears moisten the spring locks, and then just like his father, he gets subjected to a spring lock failure. But crying child actually dies. He is rushed to the hospital, but death in the form of Nightmare gets him. We hear the sound of a flatline as he dies. As he dies, however, he meets the spirits of his old friends, the missing children, who say that they're still his friends and that while yes, he's broken because his father is a killer and that everything he loved ended up killing him, they will put him back together. While tragic, at least he got to spend the afterlife with the people he loved the most, who were taken from him too soon at the hands of his dastardly father. And his brother, Michael, will spend the rest of his life repenting for his sins and the accidental killing of his brother by dismantling his father's criminal empire. Oh wait, the missing children's incident was in 1985, wasn't it? Halfway through at number 5, Friendly Fan. In the beginning, the crying child actually loved the Fazbear animatronics. His father made them, so of course he would. He would go there on a regular basis. He had plushies of the original 5, and his sister even had a Funtime Foxy. The crying child in reality loved everything his father created, until he witnessed the true nature of what his daddy done did. His father created a robot that was meant to trap children inside, which is probably why he told them to stay away from Baby. But Elizabeth didn't listen, and when she got close after crying child I'm sure warned her against it, she got grabbed, taken by a robot arm reaching out of Baby's stomach, pulling her inside and killing her. He saw all this happen before his very eyes, and what was once a love for the characters his father helped create quickly turned into hatred and fear for what his dad had made. And at 4, Mistaken Identity. This isn't uncommon with FNAF characters. We think we know who they are, but then they turn out to be someone else entirely. We thought that Golden Freddy was Cassidy, now it could be multiple souls. We thought that Michael was Springtrap, but he isn't. We thought he could be Scraptrap, but he isn't. We have mistaken so many characters for who they are, it's probably making Scott very happy. But we have not done that as much with any other character than we have with the crying child. The crying child has been thought to be the puppet Golden Freddy, currently one half of Golden Freddy, Michael Afton, and other various names given to him by the community, but we don't know if any of these are true. We know which ones aren't true, but we only think that the crying child is part of Golden Freddy. It could be, since he tells Michael it's me, but we know that Michael looks a lot like his father, so maybe it's Cassidy saying it's me, the one you should not have killed, to someone that she thinks is William. There are so many variables, and there isn't enough information to really make a good guess, but we're still trying. Don't get me wrong, I believe that he is a part of Golden Freddy, but I'm just saying that we don't know for certain. But what we do know for certain is that in at number 3, Unnamed. The crying child has never been given an official canon name. He isn't Michael, he isn't Chris, no official canon source has named him. He isn't named Chuck like he is in Step Closer, and he isn't named Stan. He has been given no canon name from any source, so if people are arguing with you about his name and saying that he has one, feel free to direct them to this video and say that no, he doesn't. Hi, all the people who are being told no he doesn't. Because on no official wiki is he labeled as Chris Afton, always the crying child, so please, for the love of sweet baby Rays, stop saying that he does, okay? Don't call him Chris or Chuck or Stan or Dipper or Charles or hell even Prince Clifford Tuckett III. No name has been associated with this character other than the crying child. He isn't the puppet, he could be Golden Freddy, and he isn't Michael. Well, he could be Michael, but that's a theory for another list. It's a long story. We don't know his name, and you're just gonna have to accept that. I'm sorry, but it's true. Penultimately, in at number 2, Scarred. The crying child has clearly been scarred by the things he's seen. He may not have witnessed the missing children's incident since it does take place in 1985, but there is clearly some mental trauma that he has dealt with. The nightmare animatronics that are usually viewed as being seen by the crying child have mouths for their stomachs, clearly showing the location of the animatronic arm that Baby used to scoop Elizabeth up. The child became so fearful of these restaurants that he began to collapse and fall to the ground crying whenever he came close to one of the animatronics, even if it was just a man in a suit. The way we've seen this child evolve is clearly showing us his mental trauma and scarring that has happened over such a short amount of time too. At least he got a break from it all, you know, in death, when the friends he once had can put him back together. Finally, in at number 1, Legacy. This kid, while he may be fictional and, you know, dead, still has a whole legacy in the FNAF universe as well as our own. This kid is the reason the FNAF franchise exists, and while yes, he wasn't the first to die, he still was the reason for Michael starting to go around and trying to set the souls free, thus leading to FNAF 1. So while he may not have been the reason for FNAF 1 when it was released, he sure is the reason for it now. This kid has dealt with so much trauma, with having a father as a serial killer, seeing him kill a kid and stuff him, probably being friends with the original missing children, and then getting killed at the hands of Fredbear by your brother after your crying moistened the locks and made him chomp down on your head, then having hallucinations in the hospital that nightmare versions of the animatronics you once loved are coming after you. Jeez. It's pretty sad when you think about it. Poor kid. There we have it, friends, the top 10 FNAF Crying Child facts. Which facts surprised you the most, and what facts should I include in a part 2? Because I have a feeling this is going to get a part 2. Be sure you let me know down below, and on your way down, be sure you hit like and subscribe for daily gaming content, and ring that bell to join the clan and level up. Also, if you want more FNAF content, there is a playlist coming up right after I'm done talking. You can click that again. 80th video, okay? We have 80 other FNAF videos for you to check out. Over 12 hours of content, okay? It's awesome. Trust me, I literally have been wearing a FNAF shirt for the past, I don't know how many FNAF videos. Okay? It's a big thing on this channel. Thank you all so much for watching. I have been and shall remain Connor Monroe, and I'll see you in another video. He is rushed. Butts.